Good evening, Toon fans. Welcome back to Through Black and My Eyes. Got a great show lined up for you tonight. Obviously, talking about the wonderful game we have on Sunday, and our favourite fan is back in the UK, John O'Hare. Yay! And our second favourite still in America, but he will be over for the Everton game. Superfan Dan, and he's on the show as well. Right. A few things to go through very quickly. Congratulations to Jacob Murphy being Player of the Month. It was between him and Harvey Barnes, and Jacob Murphy got there. He fully deserves it after the season he's having, really, rather than just the month. And he's from Blythe. Happy birthday. That didn't really rhyme very well, but I tried my best. Happy birthday, Dan Byrne. Right. There's loads of comments flying in. Lee's filled the chat with loads of stuff. We're going to talk about the club badge. We cannot not talk about it. The usual stuff, though. Please like and share, subscribe, help to promote the show. It's free. Join from just 99p or donate using the super chat at the bottom right-hand corner. All profits going to charity. And it's going to football community, which was a charity that we decided to choose because we had an amazing guest. I love that show. It was fucking brilliant. I'd like the stream. Thank you, Lee. Yep, ready and waiting. I'm always on time. 1:15. Please adhere to standard community guidelines. Keep comments respectful. Enjoy the show. No worries. Love your streams, pal. So, Leslie's the one who does the chatting on the thing. She's the mod, and she does it through the channel login. So it's not me who does any of the chatting in the chat. Sometimes I jump on it and try to catch Leslie out and make it funny, but it's Leslie, or Les as she likes to be called. They're obviously having a chat because Lee's obviously got confused. Mark, hope you're well, pal. Even Mark. Yes, Mark is the new sponsor. Wear your colours with pride on Sunday. I wish I was there. I'm at work. I'm absolutely gutted. Magpie Stew's in the house. Gary's in the house as well. Whew. Anyone I've missed? Magpie Stew. Yeah, Ches is in the house as well. Emily's in the house. Great to see you. Jessica as well. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it. And the rest of the hosts are in the comments for laughs. Yes, they are. They like to throw things at me from obscure angles and try and catch me out. It's all fun and games. Right, let's bring the co-host in. Dan!
Helps if I'm unmuted.
Good evening. All. Good evening, good afternoon.
Yeah, just afternoon here. Yep.
Brilliant. Got it right. Yay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. Happy birthday, Dan Byrne. Again, congrats to Jacob Murphy. Have I not been mentioning Jacob Murphy pretty much every show?
I think so.
I what can you say about him other than get in, son?
Superb.
Superb. And again, I've been saying it since the beginning of the season as well. My player of the season is Dan Byrne, simply because he's a local lad. He's from Blythe, and he just does the job. He just gets it done. And let's just be honest. His header is going to live in infamy for the rest of history. Not only our lives. I mean, our kids are going to be talking about the header. So there you go.
Absolutely.
To be here, Baz. Good to see you. I am so chuffed to get over there now. I can't wait. I cannot wait. And I've got exciting news that once we have more to announce, then we'll talk about on the show.
We've got lots bubbling in the background. It's getting exciting for next season. Next season, this challenge is going to be bigger next season.
Yeah,
let's just put it that way. We're doing our best to bring you more shows, different shows, stuff that people maybe aren't doing. Hopefully, we're doing our best.
8 hours behind you.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying. Right, Gary, it's great to have you back. Great to see you. Well. He hasn't got a hat on. Oh, wait a minute. He doesn't need to pay for the heating anymore. The summer's here.
I'm basically the Sven Botman of this show, Anna.
Yeah. Turns out when he wants to.
I have been ill.
You look grand.
I think I've lost about a stone.
That's not.
Can I have what you had?
I know. Well, I started it. Funny enough, the last time I spoke to you, I was coughing on that, and I remember that was the beginning. That was I didn't feel bad then. And then about 5 days out, it was weird after 6 o'clock. I had raging temperatures. I was coughing my lungs up. I had tonsillitis and I got a chest infection mixed in with COVID. So there you go. Friggin' whole shebang of shit.
But it's out the way with now.
Oh, it's gone now, but bloody hell.
Out the system. That's.
But
you look
hopefully.
great. You look great. The color's back in your face.
Yeah.
I know I was I was shocked. I was like about 4 weeks ago I looked dead. See, I thought I was. But I thought this is the end and I went, at least I saw them win a trophy, you know what I mean? So but man. I'm getting it.
It's just too bad that while you were ill you lost some hair.
I've had it chopped off because I couldn't have gone on this show with my hair a week ago. Because I was ill, I haven't had a cut for about 8 weeks. I look like Wurzel Gummidge, put it that way. So it's like honestly, I had to get cut and sort myself out and stuff. But like I said, hopefully I'm fit and raring to go now because, like I said, I've been absolutely shocking. I mean, I couldn't even go on the show, man, because I was coughing that much. It would have literally stopped Halloween.
Right, well, let's make you feel even worse.
Oh, great.
Changing their badge.
Yeah.
After 37 years. Someone said to me, 37 years isn't that long. I was like, 37 years isn't that long. Are you joking? It's like one of the longest serving badges we've had.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
mean?
mean?
It's all me and you have known, Pass. It's the only badge we've known. And I can't remember before that badge. And you know what it is? I'm all for change. Everybody knows that. I'm all for the stadium, this, that, and the other. This one I don't understand. And I think at the time of it's even more ridiculous.
That was my big bugbear of this whole thing, right? When you're going to drop a bomb like this, and it is a bomb, some people think it's not, but obviously they haven't got the history that we have of supporting the club for so long and only knowing one badge. And then they drop it on the eve of a massive game on Sunday against Chelsea, which will guarantee Champions League football if we beat them, in my eyes. Yeah, and then it's all everyone's talking about now, and it's splitting the fan base again because there's people saying that we're being idiots for saying that we shouldn't want change and all this sort of stuff. And then there's the bickering again. So I put out on Twitter saying this is the worst timing possible. You know, why do this on the eve of a big game? You know, it's splitting the fan base again. Then I get loads of videos saying, well, the players won't be bothered. Like, that's not the point. You know, we're there as fans to basically be happy about a massive game on Sunday. This is a Super Sunday. We haven't had a Super Sunday in a very long time. All we should be talking about is how we're going to beat Chelsea. And now it's all been sidetracked because the club have decided to say, all right, we're going to be changing the badge. Let's tell you now. Wait till the end of the season. If it's not happening until next year, wait another 3 weeks. What is the difference between now and 3 weeks?
You could have waited until Monday if you wanted.
I still think the end of the season.
Oh, I agree. I fully agree with you. I would have waited till the end of the season, but I don't understand the timing. I mean, this had nothing to do with Yasser, man. He's got bigger things to do than decide when to bring a Crest thing in.
It's the board and everyone who were running the day-to-day basis of the club, like Darren Eales and all them lot.
Well, I mean, it's getting paid a lot of money, and whoever come out with this nonsense? This timing is just, it's mind-boggling. It's like mind-boggling for me, mate. I'm not going to lie. I don't understand it. And it's, like I said, you're starting the show tonight talking about the badge when we should be talking about Chelsea. It's ridiculous. And I agree the players won't care, but the fans do. And you need it. Eddie Howard now to deal with this. He just sat there and went, for fuck's sake, man, why now? So it's like it's ludicrous, man.
Exactly. This is the thing. Don't throw a bomb in before a game. And Eddie Howard's like, oh, we need the fans on side. We need the fans to be this and that. I mean, the fans are still going to be great on Sunday. Don't get me wrong, but it's a 12 o'clock kickoff. It's not always the same as a 3 o'clock kickoff or a later kickoff for the fan base on a 12 o'clock kickoff. It sometimes can be a little flat. So why throw something in to to distract us from a massive game. I just don't get it, Dan. I really don't.
I agree with you both. The timing of the announcement is just stupid. It should have come out on Monday. If you're going to announce this, do it after the match, because now you're going to get fans riled up going in for a noon kickoff, just thinking to themselves, what are we going to wear next season? What are we going to do this? They're not concentrating on getting behind the side and giving them their all. I just, as an American fan, this is the only, 30 plus years now, this is the only Crest that I know. I mean, I've obviously seen the other three that are on the screen now. We've obviously seen the one just to the left on the third kit this season, so it's made a bit of a comeback. And we've seen the one top right on the back under the collar on that third kit. So we've had a bit of not revision, review, a little bit of nostalgia coming back and everything, which I partially think is probably part of the reason why they did it on that particular kit, was to familiarize people with those two crests. As an American fan, the only crest I know, or my beloved crest, the one that I've worn for years, is the one that's on my sorry, my phone.
Irish jig.
My phone was ringing. I apologize. I thought I had the ringer off. Boondock Saints theme. I'm going to be honest, lads, and just say it's always been busy when it shrinks. When you make it smaller, you can't see anything other than the black and white and the imagery of the seahorses. I just finished the survey as a member of the club, as a MAGS member. I got a survey in my email asking, what are your thoughts about this? So, I mean, we could go into it, but like Gaz, should we talk about the Chelsea match first and then come back?
Well, I mean, I did my email, I did my survey, and I said don't change it. Simple as that. But the survey kind of leads you down a route where it's happening. We can't do anything about it. Don't get me wrong. The thing I don't like about the other two badges on there, the NUFC one and the Newcastle United Football Club one, there's only one magpie.
Right. No,
it's got to be two.
Sorrow, mate. Yep.
Got to be two. So, now, I am partial to a change, right? If it's that.
My question to you, native Geordies, is: do you need the ribbon on the seahorses? That's the busy part for me.
You need the ribbon.
The ribbon.
Right.
Do you need them? Because that's what gets busy on. When I was looking at tattoos, I was considering the crest, but it gets just in consultation with tattoo artists. They're sitting there going, I can do it, but it's just in 20, 30 years that those lines are going to just blur. The only reason why I bring this up is because I also was part of the I was part of the charrettes, what they called them, when we did the design for the crest for Monterey Bay Football Club back in 2020 during the early days of COVID. We did 2 or 3 fan things where 20 people got on a Zoom call and talked about, what does a crest mean to you? What elements have to be part of your crest in order for it to speak to your region, for your fan base, for this, that, and the other? And the things that were coming out of the woodwork. Well, it has to show the agriculture, so it has to represent the fields, it has to represent the sea, it has to represent it. The more you talked about it, the busier it got. And I thought the guy who designed the original crest hit it out of the park. He did a fantastic job. It's funny because he mentioned in his when he was talking to us about the crest and everything, he asked people what does the old lady, the old Juventus crest, what it looked like, black and white again, but then he compared it to the new Juventus crest, and all I saw was a J. It just didn't mean
Yeah,
anything.
I hate that. I've seen a few designs about it. I don't like it.
But then when he said, if you look at it, it looks like a player about to take a free kick. And now I can't not see that whenever I see
the leg bent backwards.
yep,
Sort of
and
thing.
the arm out to the right.
Yeah.
It's those design elements that I don't think about when I look at a crest. But the
Yeah.
people who design crests, those are the people who put that imagery into your brain so that your memory thinks of those things.
Yeah.
Again, the current crest is the only crest that I'm in love with, because that's the one that's been my crest for as long as I've been supporting the club.
Exactly.
You know? So exactly.
It hurts.
I think I don't think anybody isn't up for change. I think everybody is, but I don't get this one. I do. It's all about money and PSR because they want cheaper badge on the shirt. That's what it. This is costing too much money.
Surely it can't be costing that much. I would love to know what the actual cost is, because they haven't come out and said how much it would save us if they changed the badge. I want figures to make me understand why they're changing it. I want to know the figures, because that's the kind of person I am.
There's something on that crest that costs money to make. And I mean, it's got nothing to do with owners, because owners will probably look at that and go, no, but no, isn't it? But it's purely down to you know what it is? PSR's making we change with flaming crests now. Honestly,
it's not our players. Move stadium, now change your crest. What's next?
I mean, look, people could disagree here. I still think our crest's the best in the Premier League. I'm not biased. I personally think that. And I think the second best crest in the Premier League, I can't believe I'm going to say this, is Man United, because they're the two old-fashioned ones. They're the originals, the two of them. And the rest are all made up, and they don't look as good for me.
How can anyone say to me that ours cost too much to make when Man United's probably is around about the same? I mean, their badge is very busy. Their badge is busy as well.
I can't say the Macklем's been much different in price to ours either, because theirs is very similar. I mean, I wonder where they got their idea from, because they got it from somewhere. But
I reckon it's Adidas. I reckon Adidas want to change it to make it simpler, to make it easier to make the badges on the shirts. That's the reason.
I think you're 100% right. I think.
I sent you one that I've got on a cap that I got a while back. It's in the WhatsApp group. It's very simple. It's just it's a shield. It's the seahorses. It's the castle.
Yeah.
If it's just that, stylized, is it something that? What
the thing is you're then losing the lion, which is about bravery and about defending the English border from the Scots and all them. Yeah, so that's it's tough, isn't it? Because like you say, we all know. There we go, guys. There's the badges potentially. I mean, it just looks.
It looks cheap for me.
It looks very Minecrafty, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's the only way I can express it.
You know what it is? We've got a connection with this football club, a big one, right? So what I've got to do is, I'll use an example here. I picked Kyle up from school. He went to the park. He was watching a video about the crest. He turned around to us and went, "Oh, I don't want them to change that." Now, that's a 12-year-old. So that instantly told me, yeah, they shouldn't be changing this crest, because the kids don't want them to change. It's different with us. We've got connections to the crest. He hasn't got as much connection, but he doesn't want them to change it. So it's weird. I get in a strange way why they want to do it, but personally, not for me. I would keep it. That's my personal opinion. And I love the crest. I've always loved it. And what they're going to do next, change the colour.
That worked out like Cardiff City, didn't it?
Yeah. Cardiff tried to play them in red, didn't they?
Right.
Yeah. Right. Let's move away from the badge. We've spent enough time doing that. Right. We've got a massive game on Sunday, which is why we're all here. So Eddie Howe spoke to the media. Every game we have between now and the end of the season is hugely important. We need to give everything we can to win this match. Our players need to be ready to perform to their best levels. I mean, that's a given, isn't it, really? I mean, it's huge. He thought about the Brighton game as well. He thought that we pressed well. We're maybe missing that cross or two, but we controlled, quite most of the game, and there was lots of positives to take. I think second half positives, to be fair. There's a bit of team news. There's a couple of players he's been assessing, but everyone's trained well. Very interesting that Joe Linton was feeling pretty good when he came back from Brazil and had his injections, which is very interesting. But the main things is this is a huge, huge game. Home advantage. We need. Remember when we were there, Dan, for the Chelsea game? You were there for that one when we beat the 4-1. Everyone was pumped. It was a night game. It was just the atmosphere. Everything was just perfect for that game, wasn't it? And everything was going well. Can we repeat that on Sunday at a 12 o'clock kickoff? Because we always seem to have this issue with 12 o'clock kickoffs at the moment. I know it sounds daft, but we're not getting enough beers in us, I don't think, before the game kicks off.
For me, that's 4 o'clock in the morning on Mother's Day, which is going to just put a damper on the whole fucking day. So, because I'm going to be dead tired. So, yeah, it's I hate noon kickoffs. I just only because of the 8-hour time difference.
Yeah, the time difference does not help you one single bit.
Not at all. I think we've got them. I think we have their number. I think we've done well against Chelsea this season. I think they've been schizophrenic, and I'm just looking forward to putting the best 11 out there that can get a result.
I like it. Gary, do you have any issues with 12 o'clock kickoffs? I just think we don't.
Yeah, I can't stand them.
Yeah.
I can't stand it's
what did Ray really say again? Something about you trying to shove pasta down 10 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And then someone said, but if I'm getting paid whatever you're getting paid, I'd shove it up my arse.
I mean, what if... Do you know they always put Rangers and Celtic on at this time?
Yeah, they do,
and it's
that's obviously policing issues, isn't it?
But I can't stand half 12s and quarter ones, never mind this rubbish. And why one at 12 o'clock? I've got no idea. None at all. Because they've got their games on that day at 2 and 2:15. So what we're on it. I know it's TV and all that, but they normally put 2 o'clock games on. It's TNT, isn't it? They've got it on, isn't it?
How many games have we got? So we've got 12 o'clock, we've got us. Then you've got Man United and West Ham at 12:15, along with Forest and Leicester, which is on Sky. You've got Spurs and Palace at 2:15 as well. And then you've got Liverpool, Arsenal as the 4:30 kickoff. So they've basically crammed in 3 games for TV, haven't they, on Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah. So another... I mean, look at it this way. I mean, I didn't really care about this after all the travelling we do. But look, Chelsea have got to get up early and that. In the morning, they're fine. I mean, you're talking about what, 3 o'clock in the morning?
And they just played on Thursday.
Yep.
I mean, to be honest, on Thursday it was mostly the reserves that played. All the main block on the bench. But I think, I just think I think they're stupid. I think they're ridiculous times. But it's only going to get worse. Hopefully, Netflix or somebody like that buys some sort of subscription where you can buy any game and they just put them on at a certain time. Because I think that's long overdue. Because I'm sick of these stupid kick-off times. And you've got Chelsea fans on like the radios and all that saying the day they think it's going to benefit Chelsea kicking off at 12 because they say there's nothing worse than going to Newcastle at 8 o'clock at night.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah, but then again, you've got to look at it this way as well. The crowd can still turn up at 12 o'clock. It's just seriously, sometimes I think our fans need a rocket up their arse at times. And it's a huge game. Yeah, this is a huge game. A huge game. And if you can't get up for it, I'll take your ticket for you. Because this is a massive game. This, for me, is the second biggest game this season behind the final.
Yep.
And you are talking about a completely different transfer window if we win this game. It's 100%. Massive.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm telling you now, I've worked this out. You know what it is? I've made myself ill going through these fixtures in the Champions League. I think Chelsea will take a draw right now because I think they think they can beat Forest. And I think that they will beat Man United at home. That's absolutely no doubt. So
Yeah.
I think they'll come for a draw, personally.
Interesting.
But it was for the kickoff time. Nah, it's shit.
Yeah, that is. And it doesn't... when we play under the lights, Dan, and we play in the dark, lights on, St James's Park, there is no better place in this world than being in St James's Park under the lights on a night game. Even midweek, even a Sunday night, it's just a sight to behold. And I don't know, it just feels a little bit extra special, doesn't it, when it's under the lights?
Well, there is an atmosphere there. The way the light cascades over the city on the east end of the city because of the way the roof is cantilevered and everything. When you see the videos on social media about, you can hear the crowd, when a goal is scored or something, and it just, the big bright cathedral on the hill. There's something about it at night that is just fascinating. Back to your earlier point, noon kickoffs don't allow the folks to get enough beers in before they go. I mean, come on, let's be honest. The bar staffs aren't even all the way awake yet, to start to serve. So, I saw a video the other day of Glimt fans playing, shooting off fireworks outside the Spurs hotel at 2:30 in the morning. Does anybody know where Chelsea's staying Saturday night? They have a cache of fireworks. They want to just...
We never go down that route. We're not Everton fans.
I think it's really tin pot. I really do. I find it so cringy. You know what is it?
And it didn't hurt Spurs, did it, Gas?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, Bodo Glint were bloody awful.
Yeah,
honestly, that competition. I mean, I know I'm changing the subject here, but I'm not kidding. Bournemouth, Brentford, Brighton win that trophy.
Yeah,
that's no disrespect to them. They steamroll through that competition.
Yeah,
it's so. I've watched the whole thing. It's so average. It's unbelievable. And the Carlisle Cup win. What do they call it again? The Tin Pot Cup and the bloody Tin Pot Cup. The quality in that compared to that Europa League's incredible.
Yeah,
and I tell you what, if we don't get Champions League and we get in that competition, we'll be lifting another trophy next year because the standard and it's absolutely atrocious.
Unless they change the format of it again, which they've done plenty of times before, but let's hope they don't. Some people will just go straight up the hill to the stadium there after Saturday night out. Yeah, so then they'll be hungover and tired, and you know what I mean.
Some people will actually do that. All joking aside, some people will.
Yeah. Looking at the recent form, Chelsea are definitely the form team. They've won 5. We have won 3, lost 1, drawn 1. Still good form. Especially the teams we played compared to the teams that Chelsea have played. No disrespect to Everton and Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool had won the title and rolled over last week, didn't they, really? I mean, they weren't at the races at all.
They're still rolling them buggers.
Yeah, exactly. We obviously got beat off Villa, which was a result we sort of expected, but didn't expect to be that bad.
No.
Brighton, I thought, was a great point because we never get anything there since 2017. So, both teams are in a fabulous place. Injuries, though. Apparently, Fabian Schär's got a knock, but he should be back. But that's an interesting one. Joe Linton obviously got a knock. I don't think he'll feature tomorrow, but he might feature in the next game. You never know. Lewis Hall out for the season. Matt Targett out for the season. But Jamal Lascelles is apparently back in training, which is good news in a way.
When did Matt Targett go out for the season?
Hamstring injury.
Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice. Useless and honestly, absolute waste of time.
Absolutely. Chelsea have got some big injuries in a way. They've got Gula and Cuckoo for Fafana, Kellyman, and then the other for Fafana, which is quite interesting.
And then Mudrick is banned, right?
Well, they haven't put him on there at all.
We tested
Who's banned, sorry?
Did he?
Yeah, he tested positive for performance
Mudrick
drug.
Oh, Mudrick's been out for about 6 months.
Yeah,
I haven't even.
You don't know it? No, he hasn't been available for 6 months.
I just assumed he was that bad they weren't bothering with him.
He
was at Spurs, wasn't he?
Mudrick.
Who went to Spurs?
Not Mudrick.
No, it wasn't Mudrick. That was Werner. Timo Werner went to Spurs.
Werner went to Spurs.
But it was Mudrick. Mudrick got done near Christmas time, I think, and he hasn't been seen since.
Can't even remember it, to be honest with you.
I mean, I'm not being funny. Apparently, he was on all that. I mean, not damn confirmed it's true yet, but it wasn't showing in his frigging performances. What he wants again get his money back for that shit? I tell you. Freaking hell.
Yeah, he was
1 million for him, wasn't it? Or 81 million something.
Yeah.
It was
81,400,000 a week.
Yeah,
Jesus. A few little insights for you. Newcastle won 7 of the last 11 Premier League games against Chelsea, drawn 1, lost 3, including both under manager Eddie Howe. Chelsea won 31 Premier League games against Newcastle, only beaten Tottenham 37 times and West Ham 32 times more in the competition. Obviously, we went through that big spell where we were shite. Newcastle have already beaten Chelsea 2-0 at St James's Park this season in the EFL Cup. They last beat the Blues twice in the same campaign in 1986-87, both in the league, while they beat them in 2 different competitions in 1931-32 league. So this is the sort of thing I like that Eddie Howe is obviously starting to address, is that he's starting to end these hoodoos. So hopefully we could have another double over Chelsea. Across the last 20 league games for each current Premier League side, only Liverpool 46 have accumulated more points than Newcastle 43, winning 14, drawn 1, lost 5. Indeed, it's the most points they've collected over a run of 20 games in the competition since between September 2002 and January 29th in 2003. We collected 44 points, so we're only 1 away from that. It's been an unbelievable run, hasn't it, Dan?
Yeah, I when I saw that statistic on Instagram, I think the other day, you just the four L's in that green.
Yeah, that green.
I was astounded. I hadn't realized that, but no, that when you think about the form over the course of the season, we've got to be doing better than Chelsea. I just don't want.
We are with higher in the league.
Well, I'm just saying, Chelsea has somehow found another gear.
They did this last season, though, didn't they?
Yep. And I don't want them to. I want the transmission to go out.
Yeah, well, we all do, don't we?
I don't want them learning anything new. I don't want them, So I want Maresca to all of a sudden have a bout of whatever Gary had last couple of weeks. That's what I want him to have. So yeah, it just. I'm excited for the match, but I'm nervous simply because I'm looking at the table, and 3 points would be much better than a draw.
100%.
Obviously, I mean, and that wasn't a Bobby Robson quote. I'm saying that I would much rather put 3 points between us than be just that 1 point ahead of them. So, and again, it's 4:00 in the morning our time, so it's already going to be tough getting up, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Gary, this isn't just a 6-pointer for points; it's also a 6-pointer for goal difference as well, because we're both on 21.
Yeah.
So whoever wins this has that extra added advantage. It's like it's basically a 7-pointer.
Yep.
It's a huge. I mean, it's a huge game. But the more you think about it, Newcastle, if you told me right now that we'd finish 5th and Chelsea will finish 4th, I'll take it right now.
Of course we would.
And it's Forest and Villa that I've got my eye on more than Chelsea, ironically.
Yeah.
And but look, Chelsea, people are building Chelsea up here. Chelsea fans
only because they beat Liverpool. That's the only reason why they're building them up.
Chelsea wanted Maresca out 4 weeks ago. They were literally saying, get him out the door.
Right.
And they beat the Liverpool team, who I'm telling you now couldn't be friggin' arsed.
Yeah.
And I don't think Chelsea are the finished article by any stretch of the imagination. Cole Palmer turns up, has one decent game, and he's suddenly the best player in the world again.
Yeah.
Dan Burn said, this is why I think Newcastle will turn up on Sunday. Dan Burn said a week ago that, that's him, do you feel under pressure? He went, be stupid. says this isn't pressure. He says we've been under worse pressure than this in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, yous aren't bothered. Yous aren't. It's not getting yous at all. And we're at home. And you know what it is? They're not a Bournemouth. They're not a Brentford.
Right.
They're attacking
Hey.
high press side. This is what Newcastle do well against. And I tell you what, Chelsea play out from the back on a regular basis. If they do that, they're in deep shit.
Yep.
Because that Sanchez in goal is not very good. He pulls off the odd good world-class save and this, that, and the other, but he makes a lot of mistakes, especially with his feet. And they do this on a regular basis, and Eddie Howe will know this. And they've got Nicholas Jackson up front, who is hit and miss for me.
He's not a striker for me.
Nah, he's hit and miss for me. Their strength, this is why I've got a sneaky feeling Joe Linton's going to make it. Their strength is in the middle of the park. Casado, Lavia, them two are what get Chelsea going. I think Fernandez is a bit more overrated, but the other two for me are rock solid. And I think that's why Joe Linton might make a recovery. This is why I think the injections are being put in this, that, and the other, because I think Joe Linton's ready to go on Sunday.
He's ready to go.
And I'd people saying hopefully he's back for Arsenal. I'd pay him on Sunday and miss Arsenal.
Yep.
So Sunday's more important for me. We need to beat Chelsea.
Yep.
Plain and simple. So get him on the pitch. If it's his last game of the season, we pick 3 points up. It's freaking worth it. Just to get him bustling Casado out on because he will. He'll get stuck in. And I just think Newcastle, for me, Bruno and Tonali always have the dodgy games when Joe Linton isn't on the pitch.
Yep.
Because everything seems to change for me. And Tonali can't play his regular game. Bruno can it. But I'll tell you now, whoever wins that midfield battle on Sunday will win the game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
100%.
Very quickly, Robbie, thank you so much for becoming a member. That's absolutely incredible, especially for a Man United fan on the Newcastle channel. Just shows you, we talk some sense every now and again. I'll quickly go through some sponsorship stuff before we go on to the next little bit. Very, very quickly. Subscribe if you're enjoying the channel. Remember, it's free to subscribe. And when you subscribe, you get access to the chat. There is the membership option that Robbie's took up. We will do a monthly prize, and it's a $40 gift card from Dire Crow. We've done it already this month. We give away 2 $40 gift cards, and both winners have claimed their prize. We use code BAZ20 for 20% off. Link is in the description to their shop. It's amazing stuff. It's not just Newcastle stuff. They do loads of other stuff as well, so check them out. Jan's Art, who did the amazing characters you see of us on our thumbnails and on our banner. Please check him out. He's got some great stuff. I mean, his drawings are absolutely fantastic. And he also draws anything you want. You can ask him to commission something and he'll do it for you. He'll give you a price, of course. Save the date, 3rd of August. We are definitely back at Newcastle Benfield Football Club. Thank you for hosting it again. And we will be raising as much money as we can. And a massive shout out to Henderson's Taxis of Stanley, who was sponsoring the day. Absolutely buzzing for that.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, again. And we've also got Geordieland Experience, as you can see there in the middle.
Mark and Fiona.
Partnership with the game. Yeah, Mark and Fiona. We're going to be meeting Mark again at the Chelsea game. For all you guys who are abroad and who want to come over and you want to do things and you want to know how to do tours and things like that, they're going to be the guys to go to. I can promise you that. And this fits in nicely to where we're going to next. It's obviously the Chelsea team. I mean, if this is the team, Gary, I'm really not worried. And the reason why I'm not worried is they've got Casado at right back. That defense doesn't worry me at all. I mean, Cucurella does all right every now and again. Chalobah and Colwill, I mean, they're talented players, but I just think with our press, with Isak running at them, Willock running at them, whoever, Murphy running at them, whoever plays on the left.
Cucurella's going to have a nightmare with Murphy.
Yeah.
What was that from?
That is from SofaScore.
Which game was it?
No, this is their predicted lineup for Sunday. Because they must have injuries in the right back situation, so they've got Casado there.
Right.
I mean, this could be a load of rubbish, but this is what their predicted lineup is.
Yeah. I think if I'm right, I think they might have played 3 at the back last week. end. Right.
So Caicedo would drop in with Levier in the middle.
But I mean, I've got that team on Thursday briefly in my head, and Reece James started, so I don't think he's going to play. So the only one I've got in my head is Gusto, Mario Gusto. I'm assuming he'll be the right back, but I'm with you. If they play that team with Caicedo at right back, I'm very happy about that, because that 2 midfield will not cope with our 3, especially if Joe Linton's playing.
I agree with that.
A lot of people are going on about Pedro Neto. Look, I'm touching wood on the top of my head here. I do rate Pedro Neto. I think he's a quality player, but this is the type of player that Tino can cope with.
Yes.
And because he cuts in, and that's Tino's bread and butter. And Salah's the prime example in the final. Tino can cope with that type of player. Mudrick, you're going up against a player for me who is literally, I don't know what's happened, but he's become the leader in the old Trippier that I knew practically a year and a half ago. So he's not in for an easy game. Obviously, Palmer's Palmer. You just never know. I thought Palmer a year ago was possibly one of the best players in the world, and then he's dropped off a bit. I don't rate Cucurella. I never friggin' have done. And I say that's why they don't frighten me. Honestly, I'd rather be playing them on Sunday than Aston Villa or like who else can. No, I would play Arsenal, but I would beat them. But like I wouldn't want to play a team like Aston Villa. I'd prefer to play them, Chelsea, than them. And I don't know. I just well, put it this way: if they put Caicedo at right back, that's nonsense.
I think it'd be
absolute nonsense.
Gary, I just looked at the Premier League app, the fixture from Chelsea's last fixture, and they've got a back 4 of the same back 4 that you're seeing there from SofaScore.
That's mental, that like.
But
I mean, why you would play?
If they played a back 3, if they moved Caicedo up in the midfield, does that mean that Cucurella, Colwill, and Chalobah played the back 3?
Yeah.
Who are the wing backs then?
Mudrick? But I think Gusto played last week. I think if I'm trying to think who the other centre back was, there was Colwill. There was Chalobah.
Last week it was Caicedo, Chalobah, Colwill, and Cucurella.
That's what I'm looking at. Yep.
That's what started. And then Fernandes, Levier, Palmer. It's the same team. Exact same team as what played in Liverpool.
So Caicedo must played it
at right back.
Oh.
But it was
unless it was Neto at wing back and Mudrick at left wing back, and then Caicedo made a. But again, this is maybe the tactical side of things. The way Chelsea do things, they changed from a 4-2-3-1 to a 3-3-3-1 or something like that. You know, they're changing it around and moving Caicedo into midfield when they want. A bit like we do with Trippier sometimes. You know, we move Trippier into midfield when we're on the ball. And then Dan Burn used to slip in from left back, didn't he, to make a back 3? So
I mean, you might be able to get away with Caicedo at right back.
This must be a Chelsea fan with obviously Caicedo doesn't actually play at right back, so it's
right. That's 3. Right. I thought that was nonsense, mate. I thought that didn't make any sense for me, because why would you put your best defensive midfield at right back?
But then it's interesting to see who the wing backs are, because whoever they are, they've got a tough job at St James's Park keeping us quiet.
Oh, without a doubt. Well, I mean, I rate Reece James, and it's obvious that injuries have really kicked into him, but I actually do think he's a quality player, but I don't think he'll play because he played on Thursday, and they seem to manage his game time. I mean, if that Chelsea fan can comment, I'm assuming it'll be Gusto and Cucurella as the fullbacks. That's what I'm guessing, but I could be wrong. But the rest of the team, I think that probably is what they will play, yeah. I don't think there's any surprise in there that I didn't expect. I knew they would play Fernandes and Lavia. I knew Mudrick would be on the left and Neto on the right, because that's what they played last week. So, when I'm going off the team that played on Thursday, they played some young 16-year-old kid in the middle of the park, and George was up front, and I think Cucurella played, I know that, but
Cucurella played. So this is why it's an interesting one if they're going to have three at the back, because Casado's going to be drifting into the midfield. Who is actually going to be the wing backs? Who's going to take care of our team? So let's move to our team and discuss that, because there is one big talking point for me, and it is the left wing situation. It's Gordon or Barnes. Now, I said last week on the show, and I got ridiculed for it from Ian, because I said Gordon should start against Brighton. And he said, why would you drop Barnes? He's this, that, and this. And I understand that argument, because Barnes is in fine form. He was up for Player of the Month. I get that. But Gordon, for me, is a better winger than what Barnes is, because Barnes cuts in too many times, where Gordon can... I think Gordon does more going on the outside than what Barnes does. I also think Gordon is a bit better defensively because he's quicker. And he showed when he came on against Brighton what we were missing in a way, because he changed the game when he came on and we moved Barnes over to the right. So, Dan, I'll come to you first. I mean, obviously everything else is going to be the same unless J7 is fit and he takes Willock's place, which will happen, but we don't know the situation there. That will be the team. But who would you play on the left wing?
I agree with you. I'd go with Gordon. I think Gordon against Chelsea is going to give us a leg up.
I honestly think Gordon is definitely the more explosive player, and especially against Chelsea in the past as well. He's been phenomenal, and I think he scored last season as well, didn't he? Gary, your thoughts on what you think? Would you play Gordon or Barnes? What would you do?
I think you've got to base it on who you're playing, and I think that's what Eddie Howe will do. I've been a critic of Barnes this season. Yeah. I've been a critic of Barnes this season. Recently, I think he's been superb. But you've got to play the game, and I think Gordon would be better against Chelsea. Yep. And I think if you took Gordon...
Especially if Casado's at right back.
And you're talking about a guy who loves a tackle, and Gordon's brilliant at getting fouled, right? So, and look at it this way, Gordon's not going to last the full game, and you're bringing Harvey Barnes on the pitch, who is well renowned for being a super sub. Yeah. So I think you've got to play the game, and I think I'd pick Gordon, and I think Howe's going to go for Gordon.
And if what you've said earlier it holds true, Baz, I would say we would probably see J7 come on at least for the first 45 minutes. Just get him in. Let him. I love the video the other day that I saw of Soboslai. They asked him who's the toughest player he's played in the league, and he said J7. He just said beast. The man is a beast. And I was just like, that's what you need in this case. Yep.
Look, Eddie, we all know Eddie Howe's a liar, right? And I'm surprised his wife trusts him, to be honest. But it's like you know what it is? He said last week, right? He said Joe Linton's probably out for the season, but knowing Joe, you don't know. And I thought, oh, hold on. Then he said, I saw Joe Linton today for the first time. He got his injections and that. And I thought, why is he getting injections? And the only reason you get injections is because you've got a niggle, but it can be managed, right? Otherwise, it doesn't happen. And that tells me Joe Linton's playing. Whether he's playing for 60 minutes or what, he's playing.
Yep.
And I found out about 4 days ago, just off somebody I speak to every now and then, and he told me, don't be shocked to see Joe Linton play at some point this season. He'll probably not play 3 games, but he'll play. Whether that's Chelsea, whether that's Everton, whether that's Arsenal. Just don't be shocked. And
I say play him at home. Absolutely.
I agree. I would rest him at Arsenal. Don't play him at Arsenal, right? And try and get the 2. I think, look, you've got to match Villa, right? Now, if Villa don't beat Bournemouth, then that's different. But if Villa beat Bournemouth, they're going to beat Tottenham and Man United. They're done, right? People are telling me, Old Trafford's not easy. Villa will go to Old Trafford and win. Yep. That I have no doubt, right? And so that will put, I think, Villa on 69 points. But their goal difference, if they beat Bournemouth, that is, the goal difference is behind us. So we've got to match Villa.
Yep.
And if they get a draw against Bournemouth, that's a huge result for us.
Yep.
Because that means they've dropped. Villa know they've got to win. Go and ask Villa fans, they'll tell you we have to win our 4 games. They beat Fulham.
Yeah.
He said we've got to win all 4. Simple as that.
Right.
Yeah. So they included Fulham in it when they won it.
Right, okay, sorry.
And Forest have got a banker Sunday. They're going to beat Leicester at home, absolutely no doubt. But then they go to West Ham and then it's the big one against Chelsea. I'm going
to throw a curveball in there. Leicester are playing with freedom now, and they've changed the formation, and they do actually look a lot dangerous than what they have been.
I hope you're right.
And no pressure.
I'm not going to disagree with Baz on that one, Gary. I agree.
I hope you're right.
Leicester is doing the opposite of Liverpool. Liverpool's already planning their vacations. You know, I was so angry the other night when Liverpool just gave up. I was just
Liverpool were a joke. Liverpool were an absolute joke last weekend.
Yep, agreed.
I mean, Van Dijk suddenly turned into one of the worst defenders in the world. He was atrocious.
Yep.
And Salah was non-existent. Liverpool, you know what it is? Man United of the 90s wouldn't have turned up and rolled over like that.
Nope.
Absolutely no chance. Even if
against one of their biggest rivals.
For the jugular, they would have said, let's get as many points and many goals as we can this season and try to set a record. You know,
we're Manchester United. We're not Ferguson. We're not rolling over for them.
Agreed.
And it's like we don't want Chelsea in the Champions League. That's what Ferguson would have thought. We don't want to compete on there. And it's like, but I mean, I hope you're right about Forest. But the key to this whole thing is Forest against Chelsea. That's the key, because somebody's dropping points. Somebody is dropping points, and Newcastle just have to match it. And they need to win their 2 home games. If they win their 2 home games, that'll be enough.
So, Gary, looking at the fixtures this weekend, Fulham will take Everton. Brentford will take Ipswich.
Yeah.
Man City will demolish Southampton.
Yeah.
Wolves, Brighton. I think Brighton has that one. But Wolves has been
that'll be a tough game.
That'll
be a tough game for Brighton. Wolves won lucky at City.
So, I mean, the Wolves fans are going to be all over them.
Yeah.
Bournemouth, Aston Villa is one to watch.
That's a huge game.
The vitality. That's a
Do you know what it is? I just want to say, I've watched Bournemouth a lot this season. That is not a ground I would want to go to have to win.
Agreed.
And I'm hoping Bournemouth turn up. I really do. Because
they're fighting for Europe. They're fighting for Europe, so they will turn up.
I said this to a guy, that the teams you do not want to play right now are Fulham, Brighton, Bournemouth. You want nothing to do with them right now, because they're the horrible teams to play right now. And I'd rather play Arsenal than Brentford away. I really would right now. And
Fulham are 2 points behind Bournemouth, aren't they? I suppose they're in 11th now. I mean, anyone from 11th upwards can get a European play, especially the way things are working out.
So I'm working through that again. The Bournemouth Villa game is one to watch. Then we've got the earliest match on Sunday. Man United at Old Trafford against West Ham.
Well,
West Ham will get some. West Ham will get some. Man United are atrocious.
Agreed. So then you got Forest,
especially
Leicester.
In the Premier League, atrocious.
Right. Then you got Forest, Leicester, and then Spurs, Palace. I think Palace does Spurs.
Is it at Palace? Actually, it doesn't matter where it is. Palace will win. Yeah.
And then the last game of the day is Liverpool hosting Arsenal.
Liverpool will win that because they'll turn up.
Because it's at Anfield.
Yeah, they'll turn up.
Yeah, the fans will not allow them to roll over to Arsenal.
No, they'll turn up. But Chelsea Forest, the key game of this whole thing. Yep. People think it's Sunday. It's a key game for us. Like I said, I think Chelsea would take a draw right now because they'll beat Man United. And I think I've just got this feeling Chelsea will beat Forest.
Last game of the season,
I think Chelsea will win that game. I think Chelsea will beat Forest. I really do. And
it's Villa we want to be wary of.
I agree.
What's this? As a Chelsea fan, Leicester could give Nottingham Forest a game because of a derby. West Ham could do Nottingham Forest. Potter under pressure. Hit the like, subscribe. It's free. Thanks very much, pal. Appreciate that. I'll bring the table up for how it looks like for us before we go on to our score predictions. For me, I know it sounds daft because Villa are 3 points behind us and Forest are only 2 points behind us, but I think Villa are the more dangerous to Forest because they've got that last game of the season against Chelsea.
Agreed.
And that's going to make it difficult for them to catch us and overtake us, especially with a 9-goal difference swing as well. I can't see us losing 3. Well, I mean, again, even if we win games, our goal difference is going to be better. I think goal difference is in the bag against Forest and especially against Villa. There's no way we're getting a 9-goal swing or more. Chelsea are the ones who could pinch 4th in front of us and we could finish 5th. But that does not bother me at all, as long as we're finishing the top 5. So for me, forget about Forest. We've just got to keep an eye on Villa, personally. And I think, to be honest with you, I think with the games we've got left, because we've got Arsenal away, I think Chelsea will overtake us. And I've been saying I can't believe Chelsea are going to fucking overtake us again this season because they've been pretty average most of it. But yeah, I think we'll finish 5th, but I think we'll finish above Forest and Villa. I think they're the ones that are going to miss out. And to be honest with you, that is even better for us in the summer because of PSR issues at Forest and Villa. We could nick a couple of their players.
Agreed.
Yeah, it depends which ones though.
Well, Morgan Rogers wouldn't be a bad one.
Oh, yeah. I think that one's probably a bit too out of the way, but I would definitely take him. Not sure about the other one we're being linked with. Still not convinced on him. I never have been. But I think, like I said, I think Chelsea would take a draw right now because I think Chelsea will feel very confident that they can win the other 2. That's my personal opinion. I think I've seen it enough from Forest the last few weeks to think the season's just getting to them. I saw it in the semi-final. I thought they were much better in the second half against City, but you could tell long, hard season and Palace tough.
The goals have dried up a little bit.
Yeah.
For Forest.
I
There's
think,
another Chelsea fan.
Look,
Chelsea
I think
fan on the screen.
I think Forest win tomorrow. On Sunday, sorry, but like I said, I'm with you, but it's Villa, and if Villa beat Bournemouth tomorrow, that's really going to shake it up a bit, for me. That's going to make me think we need to win. We definitely need to win 2 games, 100%, and because I think Villa beat Tottenham and Man United.
Yeah. The only way I get worried about Forest is if Chelsea beat us on Sunday and Forest win and then they go above us by a point. Then I start to worry. It's all on Sunday, isn't it, basically?
We're out of this if Chelsea beat us.
I don't think we're out.
That's my personal opinion. Look, people will disagree with that. Yeah. People will disagree. I think we're out of it because I think the other teams will win their games.
Interesting. Yeah, but remember, Chelsea Forest play each other. So there's points to be made up there. That's the difference.
Do you know what it is? As much as we've always got one over on Arsenal, Arsenal away is still not easy, right?
No,
it's not the game you want to pick 3 points up, is it?
No.
And it's Everton would beat, right? I have no doubt we'll beat Everton. But
I think Everton at home, we win quite comfortably because they'll be on the beach and they won't be fussed and they've got nothing to play for.
I mean, I could be well wrong.
Last year, that's what we thought. That's what we said against Leicester in 2023.
If we get a draw on Sunday, we're definitely not out of it. But we need to get something at Arsenal. And we need to beat Everton, and then hope results go our way. But we'll know more on Sunday because you'll know from Villa Bournemouth, and you'll know big time from that game because that's the first one of the weekend. And it's honestly, you're gonna say, I think this will be the weekend where you'll start seeing. Right, yeah, they're going to finish there. They're going to finish there. I think it'll go the last day, but I think you'll have more of a clue where teams are going.
I think Fulham's going to have too much for Everton. Don't you think, Gary?
Is it Fulham?
Those games don't matter though. Not in the race for Champions League. So
I'm just looking at everybody. Like Gary said, we're looking at what the form is for the other teams because we have the teams that we've got to play. Mm-hmm. Liverpool against Arsenal. Liverpool's hopefully going to field a team that can crush Arsenal. You know, they're smarting because they're not getting any silverware this season again. The only thing they get.
Oh, that's something I forgot about. Congratulations to Tottenham and Man United for making a final, and congratulations to PSG for flooding London.
Yep. I just, I'm looking at the rest of the season. If Liverpool demolish Arsenal on Sunday, I think they're done for the season. I don't think they can come back, and then that means us going to the Emirates is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against that, and I know where you're coming from. It's just we haven't won at Arsenal in the league for a very long time.
Yeah,
but was Andy Carroll? Andy Carroll scored the last winner.
If I'm right. Arsenal have got a banker last game of the season to go to Southampton, right? So that if I'm Arteta, right, after what Saka went through this season with that operation, I'm not playing Saka against Newcastle. I'm not. Right? I'm looking at it going, look, I need to protect this lad. He's come back from a horrendous injury and I've literally forced him in for game after game after game after game. But I might need him at Southampton. Right? That's what I'm thinking. So, you're talking about Miguel Arteta here, who I don't think's out there anyway. I think he's freaking off this year. So, he's probably play the full side, but I don't know. Like I say, you'll know a lot this weekend, but I just if Villa win, Newcastle have to win, Chelsea have to win. Simple as that.
I say we can't lose. We can't lose that game.
No, because we know. Like I said, you match Villa and you do it because Chelsea play Forest, and that's the main reason. And look at Forest. I think Forest have had a great season. I think they've done brilliant. I've got nothing against Nottingham Forest as a football club. I just don't think they beat Chelsea last game of the season.
No, I don't either.
I don't think they beat them.
They could get a draw. They could get a draw. Those ones
could. But I don't think Chelsea lose to Newcastle and Forest. I don't think they lose both. But I can't say it. So it's they could lose one, and hopefully it's Sunday. But it's
Isn't it great that we're actually in the mix and we're in the conversation? That's the main thing, isn't it?
What people forget is, right, and I forget it on a regular basis, and it's because of 14 years of Mike Ashley and watching Graham Souness as manager and people like that. These lads, right, have won us a trophy. They have beat records this season. They've beat the best teams on their own turf. They've beat the best team in the final, the league champions in the final. They know how to turn up for the big games. Sandro Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Isak, they're all big players. They're big game players. And they will turn up on Sunday. All I keep hearing is Chelsea are on form. You're forgetting who you're playing. The radios are forgetting who they're playing. St. James's is a nightmare to play. Whether it's 12 o'clock or it's 4 o'clock, it is a nightmare. If you do not want to go to St. James's Park needing points in a big game, you don't want it. It's when I'm saying I'd hate to go to Bournemouth. People will hate to come to us. They'll not want to come to us. Everton won't care. They'll not care one bit. And it's but I think we'll turn up on Sunday big time. I think Chelsea have a go as well. I think it'll probably be the strongest Chelsea we've seen at St. James's Park recently, because they have the last couple of times for me, especially the 4-goal one. I just roll over and stuff.
And when we've done poorly against Chelsea, it was because Trippier had a shit game.
That was at Stamford Bridge as well, wasn't it?
We've always been crap. We've always been crap at Stamford Bridge. I mean, I can remember I think it was a Les Ferdinand strike years ago and stuff like that, or Shearer, sorry. It was a Shearer strike. But we've always been crap at Chelsea. Like, it's but at home's different. I think we've won about 7.
Yeah.
I think it was 7 out of 11 games at home against them. So we know how to beat them at home. And I'm telling you now, look, if Joe Linton doesn't make it, it's about time Joe Willock did a Joe Willock performance of a year and a half ago, because I haven't seen it all
This is
season.
his 4th start now in a row.
Yeah.
It's time to repay that, isn't it?
Barnes done it. Barnes had a run of games, and then all of a sudden, Barnes became nominated for Player of the Month. He was up for Premier League Player of the Month, you name it. It's about time this bloke did something. And he had his chance against Ipswich at home. He didn't take it for me. I thought he was average. I thought he was one of the worst players on the pitch.
What, against Brighton?
No, Ipswich at home.
Ipswich, he was, yeah.
I thought
Brighton, I thought he improved.
He was better at Brighton.
He was being used as a scapegoat against Brighton because he missed one chance when he should have scored it.
Mate, look, it could be injuries with Joe Willock, but I just want to see the Joe Willock who was playing that pass through against Tottenham, who was scoring that curler against Chelsea. That's what I want to. It's about time we had a game from him. And it's he needs to show it, plain and simple. So,
right, we need to move on to score predictions. So I'm gonna bring the guys in first of all. Oops, don't want an extra camera. Who do we have? We have Lauren.
Hi guys, Lauren here to do my match prediction for Sunday against Chelsea. I think it's going to be a good game. Hopefully we're on top form again. But my prediction is going to be, I'm going to say 3-1. Going to go with a 3-1 win. Fingers crossed.
Ooh. I haven't listened to any of these, by the way. I've just downloaded them and sent them. So it's interesting to hear what people are thinking. JC, fresh out of school.
Hi guys, welcome to another sunny Skegness again. Sun's shining. So it's JC here. My prediction for this week. So big game on Sunday. Arguably, some would say probably the biggest game of the season. Certainly this close season part. I think it's a shootout here. I'm thinking that we've got the class to do Chelsea. I think they're going to be up for it. They're in a European final, which could be a slight distraction, but they obviously beat Liverpool last week. So I can see it being a draw. So I'm going for 1-1, and from there we'll still beat Arsenal and we'll still beat Everton and we'll still finish in the Champions League spots. So I'll catch you all soon on the other side, and hopefully maybe it's on the wrap show. All right, cheers, take care guys, bye.
Interesting, 1-1. Right, we also have Liam. Haven't seen Liam for a while.
How's it going? Liam here. Right, match prediction Sunday, St James's Park versus Chelsea. I'm going 2-1 the tune. Right, I think the home crowd can win it for her. Let us know what you think down below. But yes, come on the lads. We're nearly at the end and we need to keep fighting for Champions League. Up the mags.
He's so energetic, and it's brilliant. I love it. Don't forget to check out their TikTok account, Hughes Family. They're absolutely brilliant. And we've got one more from the man himself. He's back in the UK.
Hey guys, back on the quayside. Hey, gosh, we got 3 tough matches coming up, but they're very important ones, and I think Newcastle is fired up for this. We've got 2 games at home, 1 away to Arsenal. But let's focus on Sunday against Chelsea. They're coming here. I think we'll be ready for them. I think there'll be a lot of goal scoring. I look for us to take this 3-2. That's my prediction. Away the lads.
He knows how to party, doesn't he, John? So we got a couple of draws in there. Was it 2 draws in there?
One draw.
Just one.
One draw and a couple of 3-1s, 2-1s. Dan?
2-0.
Ooh. Gary?
2-1.
Respect.
I think it'll be look, Chelsea will turn up, but Newcastle will turn up as well. It's a massive game. People on the radio, a lot of people have went for a draw, so I get the draw prediction as well. I don't know. I think the fact that it's at St James is just huge. It's absolutely huge. Them players always look.
Yeah.
I know we've lost games this season at home, but when it's a big game, they always turn up. The day would think they won't, and then they do. And that I think we'll nick it 2-1.
Robbie says 2-1 as well.
Yep.
Lee says 4-1. There's a 1-1 in there as well. It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough game. I mean, Chelsea have started playing well. We don't do draws. I mean, that draw against Brighton was our first draw in 27 games.
Yeah.
So that tells you we don't normally do draws. Yeah. Which compared to last season when we had too many draws,
Right.
we've gone the opposite way. We've lost too many and we've won loads. So, oh man, and my head says it'll probably be a draw, like a 2-2, but my heart says we need to win this game, and I think we could nick a 2-1, but I think either side could nick a 2-1. Because I think Chelsea are a different team now. They're starting to gel a little bit, and if they play at their best, they're going to cause us problems. And Fernandez has finally shown why he was worth the money he was worth. He's starting to put in performances now. Joe Linton's a massive miss for us. If he's playing, I change my tune.
So do I.
I completely changed my tune if Joe Linton's playing, because he will not allow Tonali and Bruno to be bullied. He will be in there, bang, nailing them.
So play devil's advocate then.
Okay.
J7 starts. You say it'll
3-1.
be a different game. You say 3-1.
Yeah.
Gary?
Yeah, I'm the same. I think if Joe, I'd say 3-1. I think Joe Linton's huge. And I think Eddie Howe knows it, and I think Joe Linton knows it. When he plays, Tonali and Bruno are different.
Yep.
And the reason they're different is because there's somebody in they won't beat Sheffield United anyway. They won't beat Sheffield United. Sheffield United are too good for them. But I think Joe Linton's massive. Even if we can get 60 minutes out of him.
I think if J7 starts, I'll join you both at 3-1. Yep.
I just, you know what? I'm not saying it from Joe Willock. I haven't seen it all season apart from a Birmingham performance away from home. Yep, 1-1.
Is it already 1-1?
1-1. That was quick.
Scored straight away.
Brilliant.
Come on.
I love it.
Yeah, Coventry fans like, I told you they can't defend, man. They're terrible. Sheffield United beat them.
So then I throw another spanner in it.
Go on.
If J7 doesn't start,
yeah,
Joe Willock's not doing the business. Do you start a Miley?
Yeah,
at home, in front of our lot. He shows up for big games as well.
I would start Miley. Sunday. That's my. He hasn't done enough for me. Every time I've saw Miley, right, he's a calm, composed footballer.
Yeah.
And for his age, Joe Willock runs around at times erratic.
Okay.
And
then you lose the running power and attacking ability that Joe Willock brings to that midfield.
Yeah,
where Tonali and Bruno don't really have. And then when you put Miley in there, that midfield three becomes a bit pedestrian for my liking.
Yeah,
I agree on what you said if you want to make it tight, but I would start Willock and then throw Miley on to make it tighter if we're 1-0 up or something like that.
So I would start Miley and bring Willock on
to change the game if it's
change the game.
When we've brought on Miley and Wilson at the same time, it slows the game.
Dan, I would rather bring you on than Callum Wilson. I'm not kidding.
Gary, I can get in and out of the bathroom without straining something. Callum Wilson.
I'll tell you what, that man right now, bloody hell. I told you the other day, my wife, I said, I'd rather see you run on that pitch right now than him. Honestly. And
I'm not disagreeing with you. Yep.
No, it's look, I don't know. You know what it is? I can see it now. I can see the headline now. Newcastle win on Sunday. Isak's man of the match. He puts in one of those performances. And all that dribbling on about is, Liverpool and Arsenal are watching. I can see it now on Sunday. I've just got a feeling Isak's going to turn up because that's what he does. And Isak's been a bit quiet since the final. And I just think
A lot of people
This
say
is
he's
when he
carrying
turns
a
up.
potential groin injury. He's
Yeah, I've
managing
heard
it.
that.
So that's
Um,
an interesting one, isn't
I mean,
it?
like I said, Eddie Howe's a liar. He said he was 100% fit. So, but it's one of those, isn't it? But you know what it is? I've just hit the nail on the head there. On Sunday, Newcastle Chelsea, huge game. Who we got that they haven't?
Exactly.
We've got Eddie Howe. They've got Maresca.
Agreed. 100%.
That is the difference. Maresca will not know much about us. Eddie Howe will know everything about Chelsea. That's the difference.
I've been seeing that the last 2 days. Yep.
That is
Resemblances or not?
There is a huge resemblance. That picture makes it obviously look a lot more than what it would do if you just see it normally talking.
I'll tell you what, the American public is having a blast with the new pope. Just the fact that there's an American pope from Chicago, you know, little town starts with a C, ends with an O, and has the word Hickag in the middle of it. You know,
Did you hear what his brother said?
No.
His brother said he was shocked. He couldn't believe that when he found out. He says, "Wall was used to tell me, brother, when he was 6, oh, you're going to be the Pope one day." And I sat there thinking, what 6-year-old says I'm going to be the Pope when I get older? You know what it is? And I'm sitting there going, why would your brothers come out and go, hey, you're going to be the Pope, you? When I think back to my kids and all that, oh, I want to be Messi, I want to be Ronaldo, this, that, and the other. No, I want to be the Pope.
I want to be the Pope.
And I just...
He must have been good at his dinner speeches, you know, where they do the grace and all that sort of stuff.
The only thing that's
material.
The only thing that's destroying me right now is, however, American pundits who are giving him the business about his first address to the public being in Spanish and Italian, and they're like, he's from America, why isn't he speaking English?
Oh, Jesus.
Like, get over yourselves.
Brilliant. Right, we've got all our predictions in. It's going to be a tough game on Sunday. So thank you everyone for watching and commenting. The chat has been absolutely on fire, so thank you very much. And also special mention to Robbie for becoming a member. It is only 99p, guys. You can pay more if you want to, and all the money is being donated to charity. I didn't, say, an amazing interview. Well, I thought it was an amazing interview. Some people might not agree with me, but with Roger Thames. And he chose a charity. I think it was I can't remember what it was called now. Leslie's going to have to help me out with that. But we're going to be donating £50 at the end of the month to his charity for him coming on and doing a show. He was very graceful. He says he wants to keep in touch and hopefully do something else in the future, which is absolutely amazing for us. Some of the people we had on has been incredible. John Gibson wants to come back on again at some point. You've got Elton Wellesbury, who's buzzing to keep being involved. You know what I mean? Considering we're a small channel that people take the piss out of a lot, but we've done more than what most people will ever do in their lifetime when it comes to things like that.
I hope we get Stefan on again.
Yes, he's a difficult one to get.
Really want to know what we're capable of this close season.
I'm sure Stefan will come back on at some point. He always likes. I mean, I watch him a lot on Twitter, and he's like, he's got his favourite clubs. You can tell you, and got the ones he hates. There's a lot of clubs he despises because he takes the mick out of them all the time. But
I will definitely try and get him on. I'm not promising anything because I did ask him to come on recently, and I didn't get a message back. So he's a big fish, and we're a very small pond. So if he wants to come back on, he is more than welcome at any time. He liked one of my tweets recently because I reposted something that he did about the promoted clubs, which is really, on PSR, which is really interesting to listen to. And he liked that. So we'll see.
I mean, he did. I mean, going off subject, he did say that he thinks Newcastle are fine, but he says they might have an issue in a year with Europe, not Premier League. But he says they are in place to take advantage of a club who isn't. And he named the clubs he thinks are going to fail it. He said Southampton are going to fail Villa. They're all going to fail. So,
which is why that Diblin might be on the cards. You never know. Right. Anyway, we digress. Thank you so much, everyone. Dan, amazing as always. Gary, great to have you back. Let's see what else we can do. I think Monday we'll be doing the review show because I'm at work on Sunday, so I need a chance to watch the game back again and try and make some decent notes so we can do a good show on Monday night. I want to do a fans. Brilliant. I want to do a fans forum on Wednesday night. I've got a new format that I want to try out, but we need fans on there. So any of yous watching who fancy getting your mugs on the TV,
come on, money makers.
Yes. So drop me a message if you want to come on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. I will have people on. We've already got one guest coming on. Mark's going to come on from Geordieland Experience. He's interested in doing it. Sparky. So anybody else wants to come on it, please drop me a message and I'll get you on.
We'll have to get the Geordie translator out because even after a couple of pints, I find it hard to keep up with Sparky.
He's very energetic, put it that way. But he loves it. Right. Good night, everyone. And let's smash them on Sunday. No disrespect to Chelsea fan in the chat, but you want to beat us as much as we want to beat you. So it's as simple as that. Come on, lads.
We'll both qualify.
Agreed.
Exactly.